there.
Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Hey, Aksalakia. Yahweh first, hey to everybody. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shabaraka. Da. Hey, can you finish introducing yourself there, King? And I'll be right back. Salakia.
Come. No problem. Shalom, Akim, and Aquafatit. This is your brother Mashaw up here from the Baltimore FOG camp. Before we get started and everything, I want to say all praises to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shah. So, and before we go further, I want to say one more thing. I want to say Shema Yashua Allah Yahweh Allah Hayanawa Ahad Yahweh, which means in the Hebrew here, O Israel, our God is one Lord. Deuteronomy.
That's right. Although there be gods many, our God is the one most high. Okay, he's one. There's nobody equal to him. Nobody sitting beside him, right? As his equal. All right. Even when it says that the Lord Yahweh Shah sits on his right hand, that seat is not elevated like Yahweh's seat. If you were looking at it in a room, right, Yahweh's seat would be in front, and then would be bigger, his chair, his throne, and then Yahweh Shah's seat would be offset to his right behind him. Okay,
precisely. Just like if you watch any movie with showing kings and queens, you will see the king, his throne is sitting larger than the other. The queen, yes, she might be to his left, but her seat is smaller in presence, and his son might be to the right of him, and it would be smaller in presence. But you would know that the king, because his seat is dominant and prominent, and it sits, and there be no question who is in charge.
That's right. You know, and that's how it is in heaven, right? In the heavenly court, right? And I believe in Job and Ezekiel, a couple of places it describes the heavenly court. And if you read it in other translations, I suggest y'all do that, right? It talks about how the chairs are being set up. You see what I'm saying? And then Yahweh walked in and sat on his throne. All right. It said everybody else was sitting in chairs, but Yahweh was sitting on a throne. All right.
Right.
Hey, but I'm glad either if you're watching it live or you watching it at a later date, definitely glad that you tune in. Hit the like button. All right. Please hit the like button, right? If you're not subscribed, Salaki, and you like what we're bringing out, the information that we're bringing out, the programming that we're bringing, so to speak, hey, then hit that like button and then also hit that subscribe button, man. You help us out, man. All right. Hey, look, and hey, it's about time we get with the program anyway.
Salaki, don't forget to share.
Hey,
like, subscribe, share. LSS, people.
That's right.
Hey, look, sometimes you may not agree completely with what we bring forth, but sometimes you may. There may be some points that we bring forth that you might be like, you know what, it's a good conversation, point of conversation to talk about. Hey, share it. It's not going to hurt you to share it to get our people talking, because that's what our people need to do more. We need to do more talking and less action amongst each other.
That's right.
As a violence. If we talk more as a people, a lot of our violence could be resolved, and then we could probably get to at least a focal point, eye to eye, where we could to at least talk to one another as brothers and sisters and relatives that we are.
That's right. Because we're one. Because we're one family. All right.
Done.
Whether you want to believe it or not. Oh, that nigga, he ain't my brother. Oh, that she ain't my sister. Yeah, well, she is. All right.
She is.
Why?
Done.
Because we all come from the same stock. We're of the same race. That's what the word race means. Not the modern definition of race, but what the word means. It means that y'all all go back to a common ancestry. All right.
Hey,
And our
Con,
common ancestor is Jacob.
and even the etymology of the word nationality goes back to being um to a stock of one person.
That's right.
You
So
know,
even the traditional, in a traditional sense of nationality, our nationality is Israelite. Why?
yeah.
Because we all go back to the common stock of who? Of Israel or
Hey,
Jacob.
can I bring this out real quick? This is
Come, come.
this is the etymology dictionary, the meaning of words. This is nationality and noun. 1690, separate existence as a nation, national unity, integrity from national. And this is dealing with the modern term now, right?
Right.
As you go back, some uses perhaps from French nationality as a fact of belonging or being of citizens of a particular state, 1822. But let's go back furthermore, gradually shaded into race, ethnicity, meaning a racial or ethnic group is by 1832. But
Right.
I do, but when you go and you look deeper into it, uh, it tells you, it goes into show that it goes into, you have to be a group of people uh, collectively known together as a family. So that's is why when you say, we tell you, you could go to China, but you can never be Chinese,
Chinese. That's right.
because the Chinese know that all of their lineage go back to at least one person, which
Right.
would be Moab.
Right. And look,
They
by
can
the
lie and
way,
say that they don't, but they got the Moabite stone.
well, and look, and by the way, like if the white Jewish man, right, the fake Jew, by the way, like Kanye said, right, if he lives over in, let's say, in India, right, he's not saying that now all of a sudden he's a red dot Indian or Elamite.
He doesn't.
He said, "I'm Jewish." Okay. So you can't change your ethnicity. Like the scriptures say, can a leopard change his spots? No.
Ah,
And you other nations, y'all can't change y'all gods. Although y'all try to take our God, right? The Bible says that he's the Joel 2:26 says he's the Lord our God. Okay?
God, hey, and that's why they spread Catholicism so hard across the world. Because Catholicism means universal. Because if you actually, when you pick up the scriptures and you read the Bible for what it says, you understand that it's only dealing with one group of people.
Right.
And then you just be like, well, this doesn't pertain to me, so I put it down.
Yeah,
But Christianity is one hell of a drug.
Right. Hey, Christianity is worse than crack. It's worse than the opioid addiction. Right. It's worse than being on that boy. Hey, for us who used to run in the world back in the day, that's what we used to call that H. That boy.
That boy.
That boy. Hey, like the brother told Jamie Foxx in the Ray movie, he said, "Man, this ain't no weed. This is boy. Boy, make you null and void."
Yeah, con. They do. Hey. So does that Christianity, man. It makes you null and void. Because you would see people in from different nations, different walks of life, who have a so-called God from their forefathers. Now they're like, okay, Christianity worshiping this Jesus Christos, and want to, then they will come over here and they want to push that hard in the very community, the so-called Black and Latino community. You another nation come with another God that your forefathers didn't know about, and you want to push it upon us.
Right. That's a precept somewhere. I think that's in like in one of the books of the Kings where it says that, man, that you people coming with a God that even your forefathers didn't know.
Right.
What's up with that? All right. Right. Because our Lord, the Lord our God, man, he is one. All right. That's who we dealing with, man. So we got to get away from the Christianity, the Islam, right? The Buddhism, the atheism, the Darwinism, right? That's
right.
in humanism, right? See that? These are theories that the white man came up, man, to replace God, right? Because they don't believe, by the way, Esau does not believe in God. Okay.
Oh, he doesn't.
Let him fool you.
But Esau will peddle that religion.
Mm-hmm.
He'll carry the scriptures, but he'll give you a prosperity doctrine. But he doesn't believe he doesn't believe in his God is that almighty dollar.
Right. The dollar bill is the white man's God. Yeah, come on. And look.
Matter of fact,
go ahead, King.
Salaki, real quick. I couldn't remember which movie it was. It was one of the movies when it was dealing with Hollywood with the story of Habashiat. Mm-hmm. And it was a scene and it relevant and it stayed with me. And it was showing one of the Roman, it was a Roman, I think it was a senator talking to a Roman soldier, two Edomites speaking. And mm-hmm. and it was on the conversation that was on the Christianity, well, of that new religion, because everybody was following Yahweh Shah. So they, as a ill term they call us Christians. And right. So this is like, I believe it was right after they had crucified him, if I was correct. I hate to be wrong on it, but roughly. So they were saying, look, how they was going to take that, and it's how the money, he was going to take the money, and he was going to make money out of this religion, and how the money was going to be, and that resonated with me, and I was like, because you hear them talking about like, okay, we see that they're following, and we could, how they going to make money out of it, and I was like, hey, that's Esau for you.
That's Esau, man. Esau, his God is money, man. That's why our Lord said you can't serve him and mammon, right? You can't serve him and money, right? And it's just like when Nick Cannon was having that conversation with that fake Jew, right? And he was talking about his podcast, and Nick Cannon was like, man, this podcast right here, this conversation, he was like, we should sell it because it's so good, right? And because he was like, we'll make a lot of money. And the Jewish man, the devil, can't help himself. Well, make sure I get my cut. That's what that devil said. Right?
Right.
And not many people probably caught that in that interaction he had with the rabbi, but I did.
Right.
Because I'm like, look, man, these devils, man, they cannot help themselves.
They can't.
Right.
And that scripture you talking about, that was Matthew 6:24. Mm-hmm. No one can serve two masters, for either he will hate one and love the other, or else he will be devoted to one and despise the other.
That's right. And you can, if you don't love God, you know what I'm saying, then you're not going to be there to defend the gospel. You'll be there to defend your money, but you ain't going to defend the gospel. When an atheist come up to you, you ain't got no defense against an atheist who said in his heart that there's no such thing as a God.
And kind of like, and especially if that atheist is that man that's going to be responsible for signing that check to get you paid.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to be convicted in your heart because you be like, you know what? I'm just going to do it because I'm getting that check.
Gotta get that check.
Right? It's one thing to be smart and wise as a serpent. You be like, you know what? On a level like, okay, you at work, there's certain things you cannot say. Mm-hmm. But when you're at to the point where some of these artists are, but they already committed themselves to a point. Some of them are to the point of no return.
Right.
Where absolutely. But when you're that young artist and you to that point where you're getting in this, you got a decision to make.
Like Nori told you, right?
Right. But even Nori, buckled.
Yeah, even he buckled. Yeah, he buckled. The first sign, the white Jewish man, the Salakia, the white small hat. Let me get that right. Small hat man.
The little hat man, little hat.
The little hats, right? As soon as the little hat say, "Hey man, you got to take that interview down, man, and you need to apologize." When does ever the person doing the interview got to apologize for what the interviewee is saying? Those not my thoughts.
Hold up. And I did recall Nori. I recall the interview Nori said. He's like, look, I got to the point when the first album came out, when we made the good, the money came out, was good and everything. He said we had that knock, that visit. Mm-hmm. He was like, he said they offered me two doors. There was a door on the left, door on the right.
Right.
Nori said he took the door in the middle. Meaning he stood on, he said I went 10 toes down and I stood on my own too.
That's
Nori,
right.
why don't you 10 toes down on this interview? This is your podcast. That's your interview.
That's right.
You don't be hooving, but that shows you that even though he's still
what you worry about being cancer? Nori,
yeah.
the brand Drink Champs, as long as you own the brand, right? Even if you don't own the brand, right? Drink Champs, right? The reason why it was so popular because you was behind it. That's part of it. You could come with another. Y'all so scared. Y'all look. We're supposed to talk about Kanye, the Ye controversy in the second portion, right? But I would just want to say something, man. You black and Hispanic so-called celebrities, you guys are cowards, man.
They are. Right?
You guys are straight cowards, bro. Don't you know that? Nor don't you know that if they canceled you, what's it? iHeartRadio canceled you, that you could get a contract with somebody else, right? Or you could get the resources and people that you know. Call Kanye up here, billionaire. You have you think he'll help you get another damn radio show?
Hey, you made a good point. Can I bring this out real quick? This is Matthew 5:13.
Go ahead, King.
Ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt have lost its savior, Salakia,
right.
Wherewith shall it be salted? Is it therefore good for nothing, but be cast out and to be trodden underfoot of men? Hey, look, like you said, look, without us, Adidas won't be Adidas. Right. Without us, Balenciaga won't be Balenciaga. Once we as a people, we put a stamp on something and we say we rock with this, guess what happens? You skyrocket. Right. You become multi-billionaires. So the problem our people got to realize is that we are the power. Without us, nothing goes, nothing moves, nothing sells.
The black and Hispanics, not only do we move the needle in, as they call it, pop culture, right, around the globe, right? What we do, what we're wearing, how we're talking, the music we're listening to, right?
Sure.
That's on a global scale what everybody else want to do. Like me and the elder both were in the military and we've been overseas to Europe. And by the way, when I was overseas, trust me, these heathens know who the American black man is. They jocking our style. They own our junk. You know what I'm saying? And trust me, like I'm over there in Malta. This is an island off Spain. And they coming up talking to me about Biggie, how he loved Biggie. And he was so hurt when he was died and how he also liked Tupac. I'm like, y'all know about Biggie and Tupac all the way over here? Yeah, man, we love y'all culture. And I go in the club and they playing nothing but our stuff. Nothing but our people's music. Oh, it's overseas now. Right? And the Edomites and the rest of the heathens, you think the foreign woman, the Spanish woman was checking for them? No way. No way.
Hey,
all right.
Hey, real quick. Just to piggyback on what you said, and like my first deployment, young brother, hey, at that time, just turning 18, got the chance to go to Panama. Got to Panama, man. Yo, everybody in Panama looking like me.
Right.
I'm like, hold up, man. I said we over here, right, but everybody looking like me.
It's my
and the
people.
same thing, like you said, and got a chance to go over to Europe, Middle East. And I tell every brother, every young brother, and every brother when I get a chance, if they ask me about it, and I tell the same thing. Never once, ever, overseas in Europe, anywhere outside the continental United States, was I ever was treated as a so-called nigger, or if I had the pressure of feeling like, I'm unwanted, or like, like you feel when you're around these Edomite women. Matter of fact, it was the total opposite. When around with these Edomite women.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like I tell everybody, even at work, when they be talking about, you careful going overseas, if you're going on vacation, you can't go there. And I tell all my brothers and my sisters, look, when you go overseas, it's not you that has the problem. It's them that got the problem. Because once you start traveling, and when you get out of here, that you start noticing this predominantly around the world.
That's right. I mean, everybody has melanin. I mean, the only nation that has a lack of melanin is the Caucasians. So all other nations are melanated. All right. And then again, as the elder was saying, like you go overseas and you'll notice the difference, or even how the Edomite women. I mean, they still the devil, right? Right. But I'm telling you, the way they understand something different about this people. All right. Maybe because in Europe they heard more of the propaganda. Like you have to understand, like there's a so-called a saying, and then we're gonna get on topic after I say this, right? There's a saying or a phrase that was alleged to have been spoken by Adolf Hitler, right? Well, and it said that one of his German soldiers asked him, "Well, what's going on with the war? Why does America want to win the war so bad?" And Adolf Hitler allegedly said that the Americans want to win the war and they'll do anything to win it because they got the jewels of the Most High. And his soldier asked him, "Well, what do you mean the jewels of the Most High?" He said, "Yeah, the Most High jewels, the Jews. They have the Americans have them in captivity." Now, there's no proof that he said that, but what there is proof that he said in Time magazine, attributed to Adolf Hitler, is he said that the Jewish man, right, he follows after a Swartzy religion.
Hey, you gotta let them know what the word Swartzy means, because that's a powerful word. And this is why, even before our brothers we got together and FOG and all the different camps, most of us learned from the elders of GMS, and all praise to Yahweh Shem.
Right, the majority of us learned from those
apostles and those strong brothers. They told us, and they was like like most of us grew up watching them. Hey, get into the meaning of words. Understand the meaning of words, because they might change the definition, but the true definition of the word never changes. That is why even though they say Latin is a dead language, all your law is written in Latin. So understand. So you gotta understand. They go from that, and we gotta get on topic after that.
Yeah, all right, come. We glad. We know me and the mighty powerful elder. We went off a little bit, but we're gonna get back to it. And we're gonna make this quick, because I also do really want to talk about this Ye situation. Because look, it's the thing that's in this world right now, right? As far as news-wise, to the Hebrew Israelite is the most important. Yeah, we got the stuff with the war going on, and you know what I'm saying, and all the other types of social engineering that these devils doing, right? But the Ye situation is top of the line. Why? Because it's almost like it's ready for that prophecy to be revealed, right? That Hosea chapter 1, verse 10. All right. But first, right? Before we can even get to that, before we can even get to Hosea 1 and 10, us being called that in the land of our captivity, right? We got to prove what? We got to examine, does the God of the Bible exist, right? That's the question, right, that we pose in this Sunday meditation. Does the God of the Bible exist? Is there any proof out there, right? Right? What does the scripture say about it also? Of course, we're going to get that, right? But is there any evidence? Right? These things that make you say, right? So, first, I want to start. This is with one of the ways that people try to disprove the God of the Bible, right? Is by saying it couldn't have been that creation happened in 7 days. Well, by the way, first creation didn't happen in 7 days. Okay. That's a fallacy and a misunderstanding of the scriptures, right? But they like to say that what we evolved, right? Right? Darwinism, right? That's the theory of evolution. So what I want to do is I want to share my screen. I want to show some things real quick. All right. All right. The theory of evolution, right? And when you want to share something, Elder, you can go ahead and share yours too. Okay, that's you sharing yours right now. I'm gonna remove.
Okay, let me remove mine real quick.
Yeah, and I'm gonna share something, King. So I can share my screen. All right. So first, I want to look up the theory of evolution, right?
Mm-hmm.
Theory of evolution. All right. So let's see. Let's take a quick look at it, right? This is Darwin's theory of evolution, right? This article is about evolution biology. All right. Evolution is changed. Is that where it starts at? Yeah. All right. So evolution is change, right? In her table characteristics. All right. What does this mean? What does this word mean? Oh, like heredity. All right. Right. So in the heritable sense of characteristics of biological population over successive generations. So what this is saying how what you go back to in those characteristics biologically, right, of the population, how it has changed over time, right?
Right.
Okay. So these characteristics are the expansions of genes that are passed from parents and offspring during reproduction, right? Different characteristics tend to exist within the given population as a result of mutation, genetic recombination, or other sources of genetic variation. Evolution occurs when the evolutionary process, such as natural selection, right? Mm-hmm. Now let's look, natural selection, by the way.
Salakia, and what is that again? And that is what called? The what?
The theory of evolution.
Yeah,
I hold that because that's why I'm about to finish on this, and you in my head, Elder. That's
okay, go ahead. We're on it.
Okay, so natural selection is the differential survival or reproduction of the individuals due to the difference of phenotype. So what this is saying is that basically the strong will survive. Okay, that's what natural selection is. All right. So boom. All right, let me get to the point real quick. All right. Hold on. Let me go to I wanted to read a little evolution, and I want to go to Darwin's Slovakia. This damn mouse. Darwin's theory of evolution real quick. All right. So where's Darwin's? Okay. Here we go. What is Darwin's theory of evolution? Real quick. All right. Real quick, Slovakia family. All right. Let's get back to the top. So, Charles Darwin's theory of evolution is one of the most solid theories in science. You see that, Ak?
It's what?
It says it's one of the most solid theories in science. Right? We about to cut that. Right. So the theory of evolution by natural selection, which means the strongest survive, was first formulated in Charles Darwin's book On the Origin of Species, published in 1958. In his book, Darwin describes how organisms evolved over generations through the inheritance of physical and behavioral traits. Right. As National Geographic explains, the theory starts with the premise that within a population there is a variation of traits, such as bee spike in one of the Galapagos finches Darwin studied, right? But that's the point, right? That it's just saying that through natural selection, the strongest surviving, taking the best traits and the best physical characteristics, the strong survive, killed off the weak, and then the population over time evolved, right? With the strongest again surviving out. That's the theory of evolution, and they say that human beings that we evolved, as you can see, the apes goes that we evolved from apes. All right, this is the right. This is ridiculous. Hold on 1 second.
Okay, hold on, real quick. If that's the case, through their very own science that they say, the so-called white man who has recessive genes, like their so-called skin is recessive, blue eyes is recessive, green eyes is recessive. Everything about them is recessive. So why are they here?
Right, Con.
Why they
y'all have recessive genes, and by natural selection is saying that the strong is survive.
So they shouldn't even be here. So
you shouldn't even be here according to natural selection and evolution. I was going to get to that, but Mashaw in my head, the elder, that's a dagger to you, Esau. The theory of evolution. Go ahead.
But we got to get to the subject. We got to get to the main.
Hey, Con. So let's get it. Go ahead and share your screen and pull it up. I know you was about to get to the word theory. So it says that it's one of the most solid theories in science. What is a theory?
Okay, I just put it up off my phone up at my
go ahead.
Theory. It's a noun. Conception, mental scheme from late Latin theoria.
Late Latin,
from Greek deal, conception, speculation. Looking at, viewing a sight, show, speculative things looked at from thereon. To consider.
Mm-hmm.
To look at. You're just looking at it, you're considering.
To consider it. It's not facts.
It's not facts. Which science is to know after you sat down, you watch it, you view it, you watch it, and you see something for a particular time, you see if I was a parent, you know it does this. That's science. It's to know. Theory is just, it's nothing. I have a theory. I have a theory that I'm going to hit that. Somebody's going to hit that Powerball million, that Powerball jackpot for $1 billion.
Right.
I have a theory. Is it fact? Can I tell you who's going to hit? No, I can't tell you. So then it's not a fact. I just have a theory. I have an idea. I have a speculation.
Right. I got a theory that my rib is going to cook roasted lamb with sweet potatoes and veggie rice tonight. Does that mean that that's what's going to happen?
No.
Absolutely not. Lord willing, no. Right?
Yeah.
So you cannot talk of these theories and talk about that they're a fact. There's no proof that human beings evolved from apes, from monkeys. Okay, there's no evidence of that, right? And then you have to show through each step, right, of evolution. If you want to prove evolution, you have to show each step, right, where that species is at that point and how it evolved into the other species. All right, you have to be able to show that.
God,
look, show our evolution. No, they can't.
I have another question to ask them too. If this is the theory of evolution, we all claim to come from apes. Why do we still have chimpanzees? Why do we still have orangutans? Why do we still have gorillas? And if that's the case, why they are not at a state where they have civilizations? Why are they like in the movie Planet of the Apes?
Right.
If we evolved from them, they should have been continue evolving to where they probably would have had some kind of species, some kind of communication, some kind of civilization, but they're not. Right. Why?
Mm-hmm. Right, because it's a fantasy. This stuff is all made up. There's no such thing as evolution, right? And then
this is Esau because this man does not believe in the Most High.
Right. That's the thing. This man does not believe in the Most High. 1 second, Oxalot.
Yes. Like I said, this man does not believe in the Most High. This man believes in everything. He believes in this false science. His God is his money.
His money.
Him. He lives in himself. He's a Satanist.
That's right. And a Luciferian, right? Right? Exactly. That's what he is, Salakia. Right? And also right? He talk about these devils are so wicked, man, that it's a bunch of hoaxes, man. And I'm gonna share a couple with you for anybody come up talking about some theory. What about Darwinism and the theory of evolution, man? These theories have been debunked and disproven so many times. I don't even know why they teach it in school, but they do it so that they can try to prove that there's no God. That's the actual reason. All right. Why? Because they want to prove that the God of the Bible don't exist, but we're going to prove that there's plenty of evidence that the God of the Bible exists. Right. So let me share my screen. I want to show this thing. Right. These are some of the hoaxes. Right. Concerning evolution. All right. Look at this. Right. This is Pelt Down Man. All right. Look this up in your spare time. Pelt Down Man, family, right? This is a group portrait of the pelt down skull being examined, right? Okay? Right, and look, note the portrait of Charles Darwin on the wall. See that? Right, that's Charles Darwin right there. While all these Edomites, right, are examining the pelt skull, right? The pelt man was a paleoanthropological fraud. Paleoanthropological fraud, right, is a branch of paleontology and anthropology which seeks to understand the early development of autonomically. I forgot. I can't even say that. Right. I can't. Couldn't read that. Right. It seeks to understand the early development of atomically modern humans. I think that's how you say it. Like being able to walk and stuff, right? Salaki, I keep fucking doing that, right? And it says the process known as hominization through the reconstruction. Salakia. God dang it, this damn mouse, man. I had to get rid of it. Salakia. I gotta get me a new mouse. But let me get back up here to the top and finish reading that. Oh my Lord. Salakia family. All right. So let me just click it. All right. Tom Lee Monaghan's process of humanization through the reconstruction of evolutionary kinship lines within the family of Homo D, right? I believe these are apes. Salai, if I'm not mistaken. Right, great. Yeah, these are apes. These are talking about great apes, okay? Right, you see that? Members of the great apes. So they're trying to say we evolved from apes. Keep that in mind, all right? Keep that in mind, all right? So this is, again, the Pelt Doubt Man, right, was a fraud in which the bone fragments were presented as fossilized remains of previous unknown early humans. Right? Although there was no doubt, although there was doubts about its authenticity virtually from the beginning, their remains were still broadly accepted for many years, and falsity of the hoax and the falsity of the hoax was only definitively Salakia. Was only definitively demonstrated in 1953. An extensive scientific review in 2016 established the amateur archaeologist Charles Dawson was responsible for the fraudulent evidence. Okay?
See?
This is a bunch. These guys sit around with their pseudoscience, making shit up because they don't want you to believe in the Most High God. They go so far to where they come with these hoaxes, like the Pelt Down Man, a fake fossilized, are supposed to be early human to try to prove that we evolved from apes. And look, it was accepted for years.
See? Hey, look.
Go ahead, King.
Hold on. This is Proverbs 4:16. For they do not sleep unless they have done evil, and their sleep is taken away unless they make someone fall. And that's what they do. They look, these people that sit, they sit there and be like, because they know the truth.
Right.
They know the truth. In order for you to tell a great lie, you have to know the
truth. That's right. You can't tell a good lie without knowing the truth, man. Let me share my screen again. I got one precept too, right? Real quick, right? This is Proverbs 14 and 15, right? It says, "The simple believeth every word." Every word, right? But what? But the prudent man looketh while he going. All right. So we watching. We're not just gonna take what you say just because you said it. No, man, get that out of here. All right. Con. So one more. Let me share my screen again. Right. One more. That's Pelt Down Man. Y'all remember that. Show anybody come with that nonsense. Show them Pelt Down Man. Okay. Show them that hoax. That evolutionary hoax. All right. This is Nebraska Man. All right.
Nebraska Man.
Nebraska Man. Right. Was a name applied to the, I can't even say that word, so I'm not going to try to, right? A punitive species of ape, right? See that? Again, apes, they trying to say we come from the apes, come from the monkeys, right? It was heralded as the first higher primate. So that's the first primate with higher level thoughts that they say thought like a human, right? Or had, that doesn't mean like complex thinking, right? But just some rationale, right? Behind what they're doing, all right? So it was the first higher primate, right? Lakia, right? It was heralded as the first higher primate of North America. It was originally described by Henry Fairford Osborn, Esau, in 1922 on the basis of his teeth found by rancher and geologist Harold Cook in Nebraska in 1917, right? Although Nebraska Man was not a deliberate hoax, allegedly, right? Classification proved it to be a mistake and was retracted in 1927. For a decade, they believed that this was a higher level ape, and they tried to say it could potentially be part of the missing link. Ow! Publication retraction. February 1902, Harold Cook wrote Dr. Henry Osborn to inform him of the teeth that he had in his possession for some time. The tooth had been found years prior in the Upper Snake Creek bed of Nebraska, along with other fossils typical of North America. Osborn received the species man in March 1922 and quickly set out to identify it. Osborn, along with Dr. William D. Matthew, soon came to the conclusion that the tooth had belonged to an arthropod ape. They then passed the tooth along to W.K. Gregory and Dr. Milo Hellman, who agreed that the tooth belonged to an arthropod ape more closely related to humans than any other ape. Wow. Only a few months later, an article was published in Science, right? That's the name of the magazine, announcing the discovery of a man-like ape in North America. Ooh, right? I just want to get to the point where when they disprove it, so I can tell y'all what it was actually. So let's see. Well, this was regarded as an inconclusive find by a large portion of the scientific community. Examination of the species continued. The original describers continue to draw comparisons between apes. Further field work on the site in the summer of 1925 and 1926 uncovered other parts of the skeleton. These discoveries revealed that the tooth was incorrectly identified. According to those discovered pieces, the tooth belonged neither to a man nor an ape, but the fossil of an extinct species of peccary. Well, let me see what this is.
Yeah, what is it? a carrot.
Of a pig. That's what I thought. I couldn't remember. It was a pig tooth.
Yeah. See,
Man,
look, the entire time when I was reading, this is something. It just came to my mind, and it dawned on me. This is 1 Timothy 6:20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings, and oppositions of signs falsely so called.
Falsely so called, man.
And it's coming out and showing that Esau, man, you a fraud, you're a liar, you're a fake. And everything that you've been teaching is becoming showing has been lies.
Nothing but lies. I just wanted to show those real quick. You know what I'm saying? So we talked about what evolution is, what his theory was, Mr. Darwin, what his theory was, how he said that we evolved from apes. He also used natural selection, as our elder beautifully pointed out. If he believes in natural selection, then his ass shouldn't be here anyway. All right. Then we also showed the hoaxes that went on to try to prop up this theory of evolution. For 2 examples we gave, and we showed the references. That's Pelt Down Man and Nebraska Man. These were hoaxes, right? But they were both widely accepted. One of them for a decade, right, as science, right, and put out to people, right, to show that we evolved from apes, right? So now, is there any proof beside, we're going to get off evolution. What other proof is there, right? Well, from what I understand, the pillar of salt for Lot's wife, that's still over there, all right? Right outside of the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, I'm going to alley-oop right to the elder Mashaw, since we're talking about Sodom and Gomorrah, because he shared something with me this week on Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right. A gentleman showed the video. They went over there to the actual site of Sodom and Gomorrah. Once again, science proving that the site actually exists. And they found balls of sulfur. But the Bible calls what the scripture calls it as
brimstone.
Brimstone. But science calls it sulfur now. So the sulfur that comes naturally from the volcano, when a volcano erupts, is at 40%.
Right. So say that again one more time, Elder.
The sulfur that naturally occurs from a volcano is at 40%.
That's 40%. All right. 40%. Remember that, family. Right. Naturally from a volcano. That's the only place you're going to get brimstone from naturally occurring on Earth.
Now,
okay, it's out of volcano. Go ahead, Elder.
Now, the location of Sodom and Gomorrah, they found balls of brimstone about this size.
Woo!
Circular balls. They said it was laid out all over the place. Just all over the place, all over the site. They took it, and if they lit and it would light, it would be, I forgot what color it burns at, a bright blue, I believe. I forgot what color.
Yeah, it's probably like a bright bluish color.
So they took it to the scientists, and they analyzed it. That sulfur in a location, that one of those balls, is at 98.4%.
Say that one more time. I don't think they heard you.
98.4%. They do not know how is it possible, because even with modern science and modern technology, there's no way man can produce anything that pure. Like I said, and they said even the volcano naturally produces at 40%. This is almost as pure sulfur. And remember, it fell from the skies. So,
man, man.
So in Esau's quest to disprove the scriptures has proven that the location existed, proven that brimstone and fire did fall
right
in balls. The percentage of when they do their science, that their technology work, proves that it's at a percentage that we cannot produce.
So where did it produce? Right.
And even nature doesn't produce it.
So again, go ahead.
I got one more. And you had this gentleman another Edomite. He was since the 70s. He was uh, baffled about Noah's Ark because when the first thing came about Noah's Ark being found on Mount Arak or wherever it was at in Turkey, and since then it was the 80s, and after that, Turkish government closed it. You couldn't go up there, but recently they went up there. They did the seismograph and everything with it. Well, because it proved like, look, the cubic measures and everything, the length of the so-called and the width matches according. This is what the scripture said.
Of Noah's Ark, right? And this been a few years. I heard about that when they discovered Noah's Ark. So again, we got Sodom and Gomorrah covered in the scriptures. That Most High rained brimstone, right? Rained fire down on them, right? And destroyed the cities around about and Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Because Sodom and Gomorrah are just the chief cities, but there were other smaller cities around. He destroyed all of that. Destroyed that whole area. Okay, so we got that, right? Also proven if the only place you can get brimstone from naturally occurring on Earth is out of a volcano, right? And it's 40% sulfur, and this wood they found in Gomorrah is 98%, right? And we couldn't even reproduce that if we wanted to. Okay, so that's another one. All right.
Oh, that was Salakia. One more thing, and they found the Red Sea wheels up.
Oh, hey, you jumped the gun. You jumped the gun. You jumped the gun.
I didn't. Go ahead. You go take it out. Take it out.
So then, like the elder was saying, right? We heard, everybody heard about them finding Noah's Ark. I shouldn't even have to pull an article because that was mainstream news. You know what I'm saying? Everybody heard about that. But watch this. Let me share my screen. Right? You think we playing? Think we playing games? Right? What this say right here? I'll make this bigger, family. Right? This say chariot wheels discovered in the Red Sea.
That's right.
All right. This is www.discovery.global. All right. This is where I found it. But there are more articles on this, right? Right. And these, let me show you. Right. It says Moses crossing the Red Sea on dry land is not a myth. Right. The Bible records a huge number of Hebrew slaves escaped the wrath of the Egyptians through the parted water of the Red Sea. The Bible also details the destruction of Pharaoh's armies as the walls of the seawater crashed down upon them. Right? Is there any real proof that the biblical accounts of Exodus actually happened? How can we know that there is more than just a child's story? Right? Okay. All right. So this is just some descriptions. They're just showing you the area leading up to the Red Sea. Y'all can look at this article in your own spare time. All right. But this is what I want to show you. These are pictures from underseas. Right here, this picture, this is of the chariot wheel. See that? All right. Now, a lot of times to abstract, Salaki, excuse me, right? You have to get permission, right, from that country to extravate, to take it up out of the ocean. All right. And a lot of times, a lot of these nations, they don't like to do that. Okay.
And you got to ask yourself this question: why? Why would nations not want you if it's in the waters and you're not disturbing anything? You just bring the artifact from the ocean up to light that will bring information to light on and will prove and solidify history. Because if they start doing that, then the facts that comes that are presented and everything starts falling in line, then you start be like wondering. Then you be like, okay, the Bible is true, and what the Bible says is true. Then you have to start looking at the people. And then when you start looking at the people, then you start looking at the description of how the Bible describes them. And then we have a problem and an issue because the people that's in there don't look like the people that the Bible describes.
That's right. That's right. And one of the brothers, one of the Akim on Facebook, man, I forget who it was. He said him and his old lady was just in Egypt, and they went to the Egyptian the museum in Cairo, right, where the oldest picture of Yahweh Shah is, showing him as a black man, by the way, right? Okay, they went there and they showed the depictions of the Egyptians and the Israelites. It's one brown race exercising dominion over another brown race. Where's the white? Where's the small hat at?
Nowhere.
We digress. All right. But I want to read a little bit of this real quick, and then we're gonna move on, right? So it says Wyatt began chariot wheels, right? It says Wyatt reasoned that if there was truly the site of the Red Sea Exodus, the site that he found to believe where the Exodus happened, right? Which is where actually the Most High allowed the east wind to blow, which revealed a land bridge, okay? And we walked across that land bridge on dry land, all right? What he was about to find was truly remarkable, right? Wyatt began investigating underwater of the coast of the Nuabai beach. One of the first things he found was a beautiful gold-plated chariot wheel. Very fragile, but clearly visible in the clear water of the Red Sea. Later, Wyatt and his son found numerous other man-made artifacts and chariot wheels. The shapes of the battle debris were still intact because of the coral had attached themselves to the wood, preserving the evidence of the historical accuracy of the biblical account of Exodus and the destruction of Pharaoh's armies, estimated as many as about 250,000. That's 250,000 soldiers on horse-drawn chariots. 4, 6, 8-digit spoke wheels were found in the sea. These wheels were typical of the wheels used in the 18th dynasty at the time of Moses and the Red Sea Exodus. Coral attached themselves to the remaining of the chariots and preserved them for 3,500 years. That's because Yahweh wanted them preserved, by the way. All right. So I wanted to show that. All right.
And how many soldiers they said that was?
They said approximately, Salaki, let me go back to it. He said it was approximately 250,000, 250,000.
Mm-hmm. Hey, look, and for all of our people that's been in the military, 250,000, a brigade. That's just a brigade consisted of a couple battalions, right. Anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 men. That's put that in perspective. And we're talking 250,000.
Yeah,
now,
right.
So we see that's what Esau wants to. His like we said, his God is his so-called fake science. But really, he's a Satanist, and he's
right. He's in the Satanism. He's in the humanism. He's in the any type of science or philosophy that takes the Most High out, right?
It puts him in as
he wants God. As the Most High, right?
Right.
And like Paul said in Thessalonians, right, that he wants to sit in the temple of the Most High, calling himself the Most High. He wants to be God, right? That's that God complex, man. So let's now, with that. Unless you got anything else you want to show, Elder, I want to get into the scriptures and show what the scriptures say about it. Right?
Right.
Because this is a prophetic book, right? And also, we like to add it's a book of history, because when anybody's trying to prove something, what do? They use the Bible. All right? We measure time right now according to the biblical narrative. So this book has to have some validity to it, right? And now we're proving that accounts that happen in the scriptures, some of the miracles, right, that they actually literally happened. They found the chariots, right? The wheels of the chariots and war material, right, that links up with the 18th dynasty, the Egyptians under the Red Sea. That's evidence right there and proof. All right. They found Noah's Ark, and it exactly matches the dimensions of what was told to Noah in the book of Genesis.
Right. Let's talk about another thing about the Moabite stone that's in China.
Beautiful.
What it talks about, I believe it talks about when they was able to defeat us at that one point in time.
Right.
So they have that. Why is the Moabite stone in China? Oh, maybe the
Because they're Moabites.
They're Moabites.
By the way.
So we know Moab had a brother named Ammon.
Mm-hmm.
People that look each other like each other. So I one or two. Hey, so if Moab is China, that means Ammon is Japan. He's Japanese. So okay. It's easy. Mm-hmm. But like I said, the Moabite stone, and it talks about the feet of Israel. About so we have this proof. The earth is giving up all these goodies, man.
Right. Now watch this. Speaking of the Moabite, speaking of the Moabites, let me share my screen again. Watch this. This is the God of the Moabites.
What's
Hello? What does that look like to you? Huh?
Hi, face.
Huh? Right, and this the God of Ammon. Huh? 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 This the Ammon God. Huh? That's the same one. That's the Moabite God right there. This is a better picture, right? It's the God of Moab. Huh? Man, y'all better stop, bro. Does that not look like an Asian man?
Right.
Ridiculous, man. All right. So as the elder was saying, right, they found the Moabite stone that talks about when that comes from during the time in the book of Judges, right? When Moab had us in captivity, right? And what's also on that Moabite stone isn't the name of the Tetragrammaton up there?
Yahweh? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Hold up. So why is the Tetragrammaton all the way up on the Moabite stone?
Right. If this book don't got no validity, it's got the ancient name of the Most High, the Tetragrammaton, in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew on it. Huh?
Right. Hey,
so those people not Moabites, right? And I guess the book of Judges, the account of them taking us captive, that didn't happen.
Right. Because when we talk about it, we tell our people the scripture said there are many gods. Because
right,
even
many.
Because what is real quick, and let's bring out because we're dealing with Moab and Ammon real quick, so everybody understands. This is 2 Kings chapter 17, verse 29. Howbeit every nation made gods of their own, and put them in their houses of the high places which the Samaritans had made. Every nation in the cities wherein they dwelt. And the men of Babylon made Succoth, Benah, and the men of Kathuma, Nagal, and the men of Hamath and Asher. Basically, he's going to talk about showing how all these other nations, they had gods. They made gods.
That's right. It showed them that they all had their gods. They worshiped. They set up idols for their gods, and they put them in their house, and they worshiped them, lit incense or frankincense to them.
Even to this day, you've got Shiva, Kusha, and all these
Vishnu, Kali Ma, the Buddha.
So they haven't left. They haven't left.
Right. These are gods that the Most High gave them in Deuteronomy 32:7, right? When he divided the nations, right, and he gave them their inheritance. When he gave them their land, he gave them their God too.
So the question is, why is it the fascination about the Israelite God, the God of the Bible, the God of the Torah, the Tanakh, of all these other gods, but everybody wants to cling and cleave onto the God of the Israelites. But the very people that said that they are the Israelites and said, "This is my book, this is my God," you tell them that they're not. Right. But this so-called very man said there's no God.
Right. And by the way, he says that he's the Lord, our God. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to have the best understanding of the scriptures. I got a few precepts to go into to prove that. All right. So we're going to be the ones who understand these scriptures, right? So me and the elder are going to show you just some, I wouldn't like to call this as proof, but these are things in the scriptures that men wrote are inspired by the Most High, of course, the Heavenly Father, to write down about the folly of people, right, in their disbelief in the Most High. It's not common. We knew that you heathen wouldn't believe, but it ain't for you to believe. Watch this. All right, so let me bring up a couple of precepts. All right, bring up a couple of precepts. I'm gonna start with this one. All right, first, I'm gonna want to read Joel 2. All right, so this is the book of Joel, chapter 2, and verse 26. Right, verse 27. Right, it says, "And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel." This is the Most High. "And I am the Lord your God, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed." All right? So he's the Lord our God and none else. All right?
So why Ham claiming them?
Right.
Hey, why Ishmael you claiming them? Hey,
right.
Hey, Elon, why you claiming them? Ishmael, you got whoever you got.
You got the fake prophet, Mohammed.
Right.
And plus, y'all actually got a pantheon of 365 gods. Am I lying?
Yes. 365. No, you're not.
Y'all had a god before Islam, right? Which y'all still venerate those gods too in different ways, right? For every damn day of the week. You Ishmaelites, man. Y'all nothing but a bunch of pagans, man.
But you know what it is? It's that. It goes to show. Come to reason because there's proof, and evidence that the God of the Israelites, the God of the Bible, the God of the Torah, the Tanakh, exists and is real because of all the proof that's been left behind, and also the acknowledgments of these other nations that saw and understood what happened
and wrote down in some instances.
So they know that these people, their God is real.
Right.
Now,
and by the way,
might still cling on to their God, but in the end time, people, as time goes by, people realize, like, look, I might have Shiva or whatever, but the God of the Israelites is real.
The God, he's real.
And so,
right.
Right. And you know, as the a lot of things happen, and some of our people to dispersion. So a lot of people are amongst these heathens. So a lot of our people coming into and starting to realize, looking back, like, you know what? I'm not. I don't. In my spirit, I don't feel that. And they're coming to the scriptures. And some of them can be, you know, we understand. But the fact that all these other nations know that the God of the Israelites at that time, in biblical time, was real.
Right.
They know. Like they say, that name Yahweh ring bells.
Ring bells. That's right. That's why he said his name is what? Dreadful. He said that in Malachi. He said his name is dreadful.
Amongst the heathens.
Amongst the heathens. Right. I got another precept too. Right. Right. So this Psalms 147 verses 18 and 19, right? Verses 19, right? It says, he showeth his words to Jacob, that's Israel, right? The scriptures, the word is to us, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any other nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. So they shouldn't even be picking up this book, okay? That's why it says, right, was the heathen have to declare my statutes? Okay?
Right. Nothing.
Okay? All right, so you guys, you shouldn't even be picking up this book. This book is not for you. All right? All right, so what did the Lord say about people saying that there's no God? Watch this. Psalm chapter 14, an oldie but a goodie, right?
Yeah, they're old. It's an oldie but goodie.
What? Right?
Oh, 1. Yeah.
All right, Psalm 14 and 1, right? This is the chief musician, Salakia. Right, it says the chief musician, a psalm of David. Right, the fool have said in his heart that there is no God.
No God.
No God. Watch this. It says they are corrupt and they have done abominable works. They are corrupt. Pelt down, man. Boy, is you trying to tell me David ain't a prophet? He prophesizing what we going through in modern times.
Right.
These fools said that there's no God. Why? Because they're corrupt. Right? And they have done abominable works. Why are they corrupt? Because they made up the theory of evolution, Darwinism. Right? Why are they corrupt? Because they perpetrate these lies through falsehoods, like the Pelt Down Man and the Nebraska Man, these hoaxes to try to prove evolution, where it took us 30 minutes or whatever to show, right, through history, the evidence that proves that the Bible and that the Most High exists, right?
Yeah. Because what did Timothy call it in 6:20? It's profane and vain babbling, huh?
That's right. Science, so-called.
So-called science.
Right?
And some of it, you look at it like common sense. You go, come on.
But like, come on, man. The fool, look, again, the fool said in his heart that there's no God, man. And then you follow the ways of the corrupt and the abominable, right? Who giving us these lies.
Hey, look, and you put the scriptures, and we see that the Lord said, "Look, He's the God of Israel."
That's
so everybody
right.
wants to grab the Torah and the Tanakh, and he wants to be like, and once again, here goes some other. I'm a spiritual Israelite. Anybody could,
God, right?
And they wondering, and the last time, and we all, or anyone heard or seen the marvelous works of the Lord, well, as physical, showing His power, was when He was dealing with the children of Israel in times of iniquity.
Right, and Salakia, speaking on that too, if the papyruses, I can't remember what it's called, but I'll make a post and I'll share it as a comment on this page when I remember, and I'll share a link to it too. But there's a papyruses that from ancient Egypt that exactly lines up with the accounts of the Exodus, and it's a parallel from the scriptures showing what they wrote about the plagues that was hitting them. The exact same plague that's recorded in the scriptures, recorded in papyrus.
See?
Go ahead, Ak.
Hey, but the conscious community won't acknowledge that, though, will they?
No, they won't. Right, and they say that that we're crazy.
And like I said, so we know, like I was saying, that all these things were happening, and the acknowledgement, and it was written in history, and we knew it was children of Israel, the God of the Israelites, God of the Israelites.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know that what they kept doing, kept going up. Israel kept going up, and what that captivity. What the Lord says He's going to do one last captivity. Boom. Have we seen or heard or experienced anything from the God of Israel since then?
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, no one has heard, no one has seen anything. So through Esau, his manifest destiny and everything, he's like, well, surely God is with me. It wouldn't be happening, nothing will be happening. And as time goes by, he's like, I can do all these things. Hey, he gets bold, he believes in himself.
That's right.
His time comes along, he doesn't believe. His generation, now they don't believe. They believe in their science. They don't believe in the Most High.
Right.
And who they believe in, they believe on their Jesus Christos. Maccabees chapter 3 verse 48 comes into play.
That's right.
And so they believe in that, and that's not real. That's not accurate. But what the scripture says, can I bring that up? Let me see if I can share this.
Go ahead, King.
This is Isaiah chapter 45 verse 50.
Bring it out.
Verily, thou art a God that hideth himself. O God of Israel, the Savior. So right now, the very God that everybody's grabbing and holding on to the scriptures with, waiting on, and we believe in. And some don't believe in it. Be like, well, why is it? The scriptures tell you that he hideth himself. He's the God of Israel. Did you brought what? Joel 2 verse 27, right?
Just brought that out, right?
So he's hiding himself.
That he exists and he hides himself, right? And that he's the God of Israel and the Savior of them. Wow.
Right. Let me bring up another one.
Go ahead, Al. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Right?
The whole screen. This is Ezekiel with 39. Is that the one I want to make sure I have the right one? 23. Yeah.
Right. So the Most High, he's a God that hide himself, right? Go ahead and bring that out. What you want to
start verse 22. Ezekiel 39, verse 22. So the house of Israel should know that I am Yahweh, their power, from that day and forth. And the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for
That's Ezekiel what, Salakia?
That the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, because they trespass against me. Therefore hid I my face from them, and gave them into the hand of their enemies. So fell they all by the sword.
God. What verse was that?
That was Ezekiel 39, verse. Hold up, let me pull it back up. Ezekiel verse 39, 23, 22 to verse 23.
Right, 22 to 23, right?
Done. And so,
right, watch this. Again, I want to highlight this for y'all. Y'all see my screen, right? It says, therefore, hid I my face from them. You got to imagine, we been in captivity, niggas like, man, we say it all the time, man. We've been out on the street corner teaching, you brothers know, and people come up and we be talking, reading the Bible, right, proving this validity, proving our God is real, proving we the Israelites, right? They be like, man, well, what kind of God would, let a nigga kill my mama? Let them lock my daddy up for 25 years on trumped up charges, man. Why would God let us suffer like that?
Let my 2-year-old baby get killed, or let somebody molest or rape my 3-year-old.
Right.
Hey, was it Isaiah chapter 55? My thoughts are greater than yours.
Yeah. And then the fool said in his heart, right? There's no God, right? But then again, as the elder said, his ways are not our ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts. And by the way, judgment happens even on infants, on babies.
Yeah.
All right. And the Most High is sovereign, so he can do whatever the hell he want to do.
That's right.
All right.
Who's gonna go? Come on, man. And that's that's the funniest thing. Since you said that, and I've heard people really complain and be like upset and be like, and I'm like, who are you? What you gonna do? Who are you? How you gonna go check the creator of heaven, time, space, and everything that you know? They created.
Why is Earth and Ashes proud?
Right. Hey, just some things you don't understand, and you can't grab a hold of. Understand it's just too much for you to understand.
Right. His ways are higher than our ways. His thoughts higher than our thoughts. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are his ways higher than our ways. Now watch this. Right. This is 2 Ezra chapter 7, and I'm going to start at verse 21. It says, for Yahweh have given straight commandments to such as came, what they should do to live, right? He said what we should do to live is what? Keep the commandments, all right? If we want to live, we'll keep the commandments, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment. So he's giving instructions what you should do to avoid punishment, right? Watch this. Nevertheless, they were not obedient unto him, but spoke against him and imagined vain things. This is people from every nation. All right? Right. Watch this, though. And deceived themselves by their wicked deeds, and said, this is Esau deceiving himself right here, because he's the wicked, by the way, right? He deceived himself by his wicked deeds and said of the Most High that he is not, and knew not his ways. These people said that the Most High God is not, that he ain't around, that he's dead. Man, oh man, oh man. I got one more precept. All right, one more. All right, one more. Let me go to the next chapter.
But like you said, when you brought that out earlier, Psalms 50, verse 16. But unto the wicked, God says, "Why has that to do with my covenant?"
Right.
I said, "What does that do? Clear my statutes."
Clear my statutes. Right.
You don't believe? You never did.
Let me start at verse 55. And therefore ask thou no more questions concerning the multitude that shall perish. This is the angel talking to Ezra, right? He was just prophesying and telling him that, man, that this world is created for many, but the world to come is for few. Okay? So many are going to perish. Watch this. Why? And this is many Israelites. 2/3 of Israel about to get wiped out. Y'all better get it together, right? It says, for when they had taken liberty, they despised. This means when you had a chance, right? When you had liberty, they despised the Most High and thought to scorn of his law and forsake his ways.
See?
Right? Moreover, they have trodden down his righteousness. What's his righteousness? The word. He said the law is our righteousness. All right? And said in their hearts that there is no God. Yea, and that knowing they must die. Oh man, right? So this is what you people said, man. Y'all forsake the righteousness, the law, statutes, and commandments, which reinforce the Most High's commandments, his ways, his righteousness, and what he wants you to do, and also proves his existence when you read these books. Watch this. Right. Let me show you one in the Tanakh, right, that proves the Most High existence. It's a prophecy, right? Just one, and then we already over an hour. We almost an hour and a half.
Hour and a half. It kept on going. Go ahead.
Man, we could keep going because I got more precepts, but I'm just gonna point this one precept out. This is Leviticus 26. Watch this, Ak. Leviticus 26 and let me find it. This parallels Deuteronomy 28. All right. Right, verse 31, Leviticus 26 and 31, it says, and I will make your cities waste and bring your sanctuaries unto desolation, and I will not smell the savor of your sweet odors, right? And I will bring the land into desolation, and your enemies which dwell therein shall be astonished at it. Woo! This is the Tanakh, bro. This is the Torah.
See?
This said that we ain't gonna be there. He said he's gonna bring our land in desolation, right? Which means that doesn't always mean only destroy the land. It means make you very small sometimes, small in number, and remove you from out the land too. All right, and you have no power, no autonomy, no authority. It says, and your enemies which dwell therein shall be astonished. That's prophecy that the children of Israel weren't going to be in their land, that their enemies would be dwelling in their land. In Deuteronomy 28 and 68, it says when we came off the slave ships, we were sold to who? Our enemies.
Our enemies.
And they doing what? They dwelling in our land.
Our people got to realize, man, we have enemies. Hey, we got this concept we want to love everybody. We got to this the point where that love is done.
Watch this. Watch the NLT. Oh my God. This says, yes, I myself will devastate your land. This is Yahweh. He did devastate our land, right? And your enemies who come to occupy it will be appalled at what they see. You thought it was a game. That's proof right there, bro, that we weren't going to be dwelling in the land, right? In the law. Oh, my God. See? That's too cold. We might have to end on that one, Ak. That's too cold a preset right there, Ak. I had to bring that out, man.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Look, I gotta have the conversation with some people. And then even though, and it's like they don't believe in the Bible and everything, I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just look at the problem because they couldn't. I'd be like, you gotta explain to me how everything came. They couldn't explain to me. You can't go off your Big Bang theory because I killed him with that because the concept of theory is just an educated guess, so that's not science.
Right. And nothing, there was nothing there, and then nothing collided with nothing, and it made it explode.
Right.
Ridiculous.
Right.
Ridiculous.
So I asked him. I said, look.
Salak, since you're talking about big thing, I just want to say this real quick. It's a mathematician. She has a very long name. She's like into quantum physics and stuff like that. She said that the Big Bang Theory is absolutely ridiculous, and that anything that's 10 to I think the 99th power is a scientific impossibility. Don't you know the Big Bang Theory is like 10 to the 1,000th power? It's mathematically impossible for shit that had just exploded out of nowhere, and for the universe that had been created, for plant life, vegetation, for chromosomes to come together to form life. I mean, you got things like the left-handed chromosomes, the way they come together have to come together in such a manner that scientists say it seems like it's a scientific impossibility for it just to have happened. Salakia, go ahead, Doc.
I just asked the same meeting, man. I'd be like, no, you believe with Big Bang Theory, so you same thing. So you mean to tell me, even science says something comes out of nothing. So you mean to tell me out of nothing, an explosion happened. So everything formed in a perfect circular motion. Everything is following us. Your science is following a circular motion. The stars are circling, and the moon, everything's circling their thing, and the sun is circling this, and this solar system doing their circle, and it's that solar system is in the Milky Way. The Milky Way is doing a circular, and the other systems circular, and the whole thing. So everything is following a perfect mathematical situation and following that.
Hey, watch this. And watch this. If you watch that show, Marvel show called Loki, right? The last episode, the guy called He Who Remains, he said that who is Kang, right? Yeah. Kang from the comic. He said that he discovered in the I think he said like the 23rd century or some shit like that. He said he discovered that there were multiple universes or multiverses, right? And that they were all stacked on top of each other. But when they show the visual of them, it shows circles stacked on top of each other as universes. Right. So all universes are in a circular motion. Wow. Allegedly.
Right. Allegedly. Right. So I said to him, I said, after all of this, I said, let's look at a tree. If you really take the time, I said, okay, better yet, you look at our DNA, look at DNA of the animals, plants, and everything. It's perfect. It's too complex. That doesn't happen out of random.
Right. Just look up left-handed DNA.
The last thing I said to him, I said, and this is my argument, there has to be a God. I said, we breathe in oxygen, kick out CO2. Trees take in CO2 and push out oxygen. Look at a tree. Take your time to look at a tree. Look at the leaves and how it spreads out. And when a tree loses its leaves, look at a tree. Look at the human lung. Same concept.
That's right. Why? Because the Most High, He designed this way. He designed this plane for us. He designed it perfectly. Right.
You look at a lot of things, walnuts. You crack it open, you look at it, it's shaped like a what? The human brain.
Right, absolutely. Look at snowflakes.
There's food that's designed for certain parts of your body.
Right. And then you got things like snowflakes, like pomegranates. You know what I'm saying? Like honeycombs. These are that shape is throughout nature naturally many different times. You see what I'm saying? And right? And that's the shape. That's what we use. We call y'all call the Star of David. We call it a lily because the lily's also in that shape, the same shape that naturally occurs in stars, pomegranates, and honeycombs.
And the other thing is, and if that's the case, and everything was the Big Bang Theory, everything happened on a random, we should all be different because it's going to be constantly going on a random, on a random, on a random, on a random, on a random. Nothing will be perpetual and keeping consistency. Big Bang Theory. Everything happened on a random. It should stay random.
Right. But things don't happen, don't seem to happen randomly. It seems like things happen according to a purpose, right? And which it is a purpose of the Most High God. So I think we're giving y'all some good information on the Bible. Just like I said, I will put that post up so that you guys can look at that papyrus from ancient Egypt that talks about what happened with all of those plagues that hit Egypt and how they line up with the biblical narrative of the Exodus. All right, we will take 5 minutes real quick, and we might have to come back and hit this up on Wisdom Wednesday on your program. Matter of fact, I think we will. If you don't mind, of course, I got to ask my elder.
No, because I really like to touch on this more. Because
the Ye situation is really getting good. The latest I want to talk about real quick before the elder takes it is that now because Kyrie Irving, he shared the movie in the post from Hebrews to Negro.
Get out
and they on him. And he said that I'm not retracting my statement. Shout out to Kyrie.
God, and you know it's ironic. It was my brother, my younger brother, that sent me. He sent it to me late last night, and I was kind of tired, so I didn't really get a chance to check it out. And I meant to tell you about it, and it's just ironic. And he's like, "Yeah," he sent it to me. He's like, "You gotta check out that Kanye," you know. And I've been watching everybody talk about Kanye, the situation with Kanye, and everybody talking about, "Oh yeah, he needs to do some billions. He needs to get some help." Now people start falling for the line that the people are telling you. You're not seeing the bigger picture what the brother is saying.
Yeah, Con. Now and watch
this. Just because the brother's giving up millions and billions of dollars, and he's crying for his people, you think he's got a problem,
right?
You should be rallying behind the brother.
But all you turncoats, right? Nori, right? Jaylen Brown, you a sucker, Jaylen Brown, right? No offense, Aaron Donald, bro. You're the best player, bro. What would the league do without y'all? And y'all want to kowtow, talking about he was wrong and he said anti-Semitic. He ain't say nothing anti-Semitic. Anyway.
Matter of fact, I seen another video.
He said we Jew too.
He's what the point that he said. He said. Kanye made this point. He said, "I'm gonna go kill this nigga and fuck his bitch and do
that's
this
anti-Semitic."
He said,
kill you,
that's
nigga,
anti-Semitic.
I'll kill you, nigga. I'll fuck your bitch. In the Jewish record label, Lear Cohen, right? Sign off on that song.
Yeah, because you know what? Because that's anti-Semitic.
That's anti-Semite, right?
No,
there.
Anti-Semite. Thank you. We're gonna be correct in the terminology.
Hey, all praises.
Because that's what they pushing is anti-Semite because they calling for the destruction and killing of our people and make getting rich off of it.
Can you see this clearly?
No, bring it up a little bit more. Okay, a little bit close. Yeah, all right.
So this is Kyrie Irving. This came up on my ESPN as I was getting ready to leave for work last night at like 1-something a.m. It says Nets, Kyrie Irving, defense post about. You see that Fire God logo? You see that? Right. About let's go clear in a second. I want to make sure everybody can see that again. Come on, adjust to the light. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, it says about anti-Semitic movie. All right. Right. And this is from an ESPN staff writer, Nick Federal. Right. And it was at 1:53 a.m. this morning. Right. It says that he's defending himself. Right. It says Brooklyn Nets guard Kyrie Irving said Saturday night he does not believe he did anything wrong and promoting an alleged anti-Semitic film and book on his social media accounts.
Can I say something? Another information?
Yeah, go ahead.
my brother put me down. Like I said, he's the one who put me down with the information. And this movie's been done since 2019. Kanye's been trying to get this movie to push this movie, and everybody's been. First, he wanted to just put it out himself, I think, independently, and they said, okay, you need this much money to bring that, and you pay this. And so when he got the money up, he was bringing the money up, then all of a sudden, oh, we can't put the movie out. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden now, the powers maybe don't want him to push this movie out because now he's doing, because what? He's bringing truth and light into the situation what it is. And now you see there's another brother stepping up who's saying, basically he's saying, you know what? The hell with your money. Truth is the truth.
Right.
And this is what we need. See, when we start seeing more and more brothers prominent, and this is why they're blackballing Kanye, people, because unlike us, where if the numbers are few, these brothers or the sisters that might come out and talk out, they've got the touch of millions of our people.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing to have one brother that has a following of 30 million or 20 million, and he starts saying that, hey, we're Jews, we're the real Jews.
Right.
Then you got 30 million other brothers and sisters saying to themselves, hold on, I'm the real Jew.
And that's what's happening. And all praises that the Most High putting that spirit of boldness on a brother like Kyrie Irving. Right? Right? Because let me share my screen real quick one last time. Right? For all you, we need to get this out here too in our community, right? What brother Kyrie Irving and what the brother Ye, what they're trying to propagate. All right. So this is what it is. This Negroes to Hebrews, Wake Up Black America. This is a movie. I didn't even know it was a movie. I knew it was a book. Okay.
Yeah. Movie.
See that?
And a book.
It's a movie and a book. See that? Now we even know. Look, we in the know. We try to keep up with stuff like this, right?
Yeah,
and we didn't even know.
Right. Because you know what that shows? That tells you. So that means to tell us. Look from the back of the time when they started saying Kanye had a nervous breakdown. This is when his brother was trying to push the book and push the movie. And the powers might be came into it, be like, oh, he's having a nervous breakdown. He's going crazy. He's off his medicine. Just like they did to our brother Wu. Same thing they did to our man when he turned down the 50 million. Is that, oh, David Chappelle has gone crazy? No. You got to understand what's going on. And like we said earlier, when we had the video with about Kanye, he has the spirit of Moses.
Right.
Kanye is not stupid. His parents were not dumb. They were educated people.
Right. Hey, look. So this is the post from Kyrie Irving. I'm gonna read this real quick. Right. It says, "I'm a omnius." I think that means because omni means one, like one power, right? Yeah. Omnipresent, right? Omnipowerful, right? So I'm not sure what this means. I have to look it up, but he says, and I meant no disrespect to anyone's religious belief. The anti-Semitic label that is being pushed on me is not justified, which is not, he just shared information, right? From Negroes to Hebrews. How is it anti-Semitic? Because he shared a book and a movie that somebody wrote. Is it anti-Semitic for me to look it up on the internet?
It is once it starts. It is once it starts being factual and then information starts showing to be damaging and provides more proof that they are not who they say they are. Yes, then it becomes a problem.
Right.
Because now this is further proof that is damning evidence against us.
That's right. So again, I wanted to share that. We're gonna get into this some more. We're gonna go more.
Look,
we're gonna go more in depth on Wednesday.
Right. Yeah, we'll have to check up on that more. Oh,
yeah,
39.
Yeah, we had an hour and 39. We weren't even supposed to be this long, family. But hey, for everybody who continue to tune in, for everybody who's tuning in and who's watching, as we told y'all, we try to make our content a little bit shorter because we understand that you have lives and things you need to do. But sometimes these conversations like this, they get really good, and we want to make sure we're getting that information out to you. We're going to come back because there's more on this Kanye controversy, but I did want to share that because last night, as I'm getting up, getting ready to leave out the door, I get this alert, and I'm like, what did Kyrie say that was anti-Semitic? Because he shared a book and a movie that's been out for a while on his Twitter, and the movie, how is the movie anti-Semitic?
But like I said, once again, it's not about the movie, it's not about the book, it's about the volume of people that he has as a following. Also, now you're talking this talk. You're going off page. Handler's not doing the job. He's going off reservation, folks.
He going off script. Hey, look, they like, hey, Kyrie not talking about Islam.
Right. Oh, and I think I don't know if I shared it with you, and I ran across another video. It was Jewish woman who came out. She did a video, and when she says, "Look, the anti-Semitic and all of that," she said that is just a ploy that we use to keep control.
Oh yeah, Kanye. You should. I seen it. That's right.
So they know that it's just a lie because people is Shemite, and Shemite consists of so-called white man, Asian. Chinese man, Japanese man, so-called black man,
because they know
again. A lot of it's more than just the
so-called Ashkenazi white Jewish man,
right?
Or the Mizrahim, or the Sephardic,
right?
I think it's 5 or 6 different sets of so-called fake Jews. All right, but they know that as soon as they say anti-Semite or anti-Semitic, that's a buzzword, right? That they can use that and they're going to automatically get sympathy, right? That's why you got like the girl who on ESPN, Elle Duncan, trying to come for Kanye, right? Like, lady, do you even know what he said? Or did your Jewish overlord who owns Salakia, your small hat overlord who owns, this is just fact, who owns Disney, which owns ESPN, told you got to come out with this and try to discredit Kanye? The smear campaign on the brother Ye.
And see, the problem is they don't have, and everybody's doing the same thing. You don't have that one person out here. Now, the problem is the moment that you have somebody that's knowledgeable of understanding the scriptures and they come out and like, hold up. First of all, there's no Semitic, it's Shemitic. And then when they start bringing out this more than they're not just the only Shemitic people. And then you start talking about the Chinese, the Japanese, they're Shemitic too. So how can they people when they're talking about anti-Semitic?
And look, I got this last question. All right, then we really gonna go. Why is it that the white Jewish man is the only one who's allowed to identify by a biblical ethnicity here in the earth? I want to leave that question with you. And if anybody else starts trying to show the biblical identities and biblical ethnicity, nationality,
anti-Semitic.
You been anti-Semitic. We're gonna leave it on that, and we're gonna revisit that.
That's a good point. Hey,
just think about that, family. Everybody who out there, think about they're the only people on the earth who are allowed to call themselves by a biblical name, a biblical nationality or ethnicity.
And everybody else is called by the modern term.
That's right.
Think about it.
Khan.
All right.
Hey, Khan.
Hey,
beautiful, Elder. Hey, I'm glad the Elder could come join me.
Oh, I wasn't going to miss this one.
Khan. We're gonna finish this up on his class, Wisdom Wednesday. All right. Next week I have another special guest. I'm gonna have a brother who's actually, like I've laid this out. It's gonna be a brother who's not a part of this camp. All right. But he's also a powerful brother. I ain't gonna spill the beans on who it is yet, but I'll be posting by Lord willing by the time we do our wisdom. The Elder does his Wisdom Wednesday class. I'll have my class for next Sunday posted up with my special guest. All right. So be on the lookout for that. Like, share, and subscribe, family.
Hey, and the next Wisdom Wednesday class will be the Wednesday after this one coming up. It's going to be, the title is going to be Israelite or Israeli. Jew or Jewish. And it's going to be based off off a video. Hopefully I still have it, and we're going to dissect that video with that rabbi talking. Because the rabbi saying one thing, Torah saying something else.
Torah says, hey, I'm gonna clap it up for that. That's gonna be beautiful. You know I'm gonna be there to help you with that one.
All right.
All praises. So. Hey, with that, I'm gonna say again, our family, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate you as always. And I want to say Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah and Barakatah to all of y'all out there, to the Akim and the Akwa. Go ahead and close us out officially there, Elder.
Okay, once again, like I always want to say, all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. Shalom to all the Akim out there. All praise to the Akim out there on the hedges and highways, putting lives and freedom on the line, pushing the truth and the glory of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. And shalom to all the Akim out there. Hey, time's coming close. We're just waiting. Be prepared. Watch, wait, and be ready.
As the elder said, watch, wait, and be ready. Why? Because he that endureth to the end,
the
same
shall be saved.
Hey, shalom.